Okay, Flo, let's do it, man. Let's read the background and I'll react a little bit, give my observations. This game has got me to 9999 Premier rating. Nice. It represents the average game for me. I'm playing with some college buddies who I play with the most. It's good that you're playing with people. I sometimes pick up games in your Discord, but the vast majority are with this group. Okay, so we're playing with people that we're somewhat used to playing with. I felt like I played well enough, but could have done much better. I believe that most of my deaths were due to positioning errors, and I often find myself not knowing where to go or what to do. Totally fair. And from your leadify stats and your refrag elos, it kind of seems like it. It seems like your aim is stellar. Well, I mean, we'll see in the game, but like your leadify stats scream, I can aim, but I'm not sure of where to be. I could be wrong, but I believe, right. History, I've been playing CS on and off and very, very casually for about 20 years. In that time, I've never really spent any time playing 5v5, but with the release of CS2, I wanted to give it a shot. Okay, again, with mechanics, stellar. We've been playing for a long time, playing casual, not playing 5v5, so that totally makes sense that your mechanics will be way ahead of your 5v5 game sense of knowing where to be, where to go. If I had to guess at my strengths and weaknesses, I think I'm good at the fundamentals like aiming and counter-strafing and all that, but I feel like my decision-making or knowing where to be at what time is severely lacking. Okay, we'll definitely focus on this in the review. I guess that's why I'm seeking the review. It's hard to know what you don't know. It's very true, and it's good that you recognize that. I've attached screenshots of my refrag and leadify stats to back up these claims. I do refrag pre-fire daily. Very cool. Okay. All right, awesome. I think it's good. Like you clearly, I think you really recognize where you're lacking, and you looked at your stats and you figured it out. And I think hopefully I can give you some ideas and some general broad observations that can help you not only in the map that we're gonna watch, but in all maps. Okay, let's go. We're on Vertigo. I love Vertigo. Vertigo demo. Highest impact position you can play on Vertigo if the T's are playing how T's normally play Vertigo is going A, right? Otherwise, playing a mid-rotate can be super high impact. Being a B anchor, lots of times you're just gonna kind of be cut out of rounds. I like this positioning. I would get my crosshair down here. Well, I hear them, they're coming up A. Fast rotate is good. You know, don't second guess yourself on a pistol. Going heaven. Little smoke spam. Nice, just stay alive. You gotta help here. Once this guy is engaging in a fight outside of the smoke, you instantly gotta go down and try to help him, because this 1v1 should be a 3v1, right? Nice. That was a nice shot from him. I would say you're lurking around heaven a lot too much in that round. Like you send some shots from heaven, you send some spams, and then after you get this kill here, it's blocked by the smoke, but after you get this kill in front of heaven, that's when you should start walking forward and try to take some space, maybe try to help your short guy by taking a fight under here and looking towards short to a smoke, spam, whatever. But because you're here for so long, that's a fight that they're expecting, right? You fought heaven so much that this guy can jump up and just hold you hard and be ready for this fight. So relocate after you get that second kill. It's always about subverting expectations. What just happened? Demo? Hello? Okay, weird. Apologies. Alright. MP9, buy another flash. If you have enough money, always just full buyout util. You might as well. You're committing to winning the next round. The second flash could be game-changing, right? Especially as a B player where flashing stairs can be so easy and so effective, you know? You just pop one, you know, from default over in front of white or over this thing. You can peek off of it. If they're scaling up, you can send one just to right-click one to the next default, whatever you want to do. It's super useful having two flashes on B site. Gonna jump up double. wait on this nade. So what I like to do is early round, you know, come through, instant throw this molly. Okay, it's mollied. That way they're going to lurk under here, wait for a peek. Once this molly goes, then they're going to start creeping up, lurking upstairs. And so you have about like 5 seconds in between your molly and when people are going to be there on the stairs. And so you can wait this molly out, right? Molly goes, okay, molly's done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, nade, and then boom, that can get you a ton of damage. Because once the molly goes, then the T's are going to scale up. I like how you're timing out the peaks. Nice. Catch him off guard. Pause, ask for a flash. You got 2 guys over here. They know exactly where you are. They're all ready to fight you. These guys, it's such an easy flash. Just throw one high and above you. That's all they have to do, right? Flash above me right now. And then boom, you could get all 4 of them with one flash. That's a big thing as a B player, is asking for flashes and being comfortable with asking for flashes. As these T's are scaling up, again, likewise with them being on stairs, so susceptible to flashes, right? And they're super easy to throw. Even if a guy is just on jump up, he can just throw one high and above you. And so that's going to get you a ton of kills on Vertigo, is just asking for those flashes. Nice. I'd like you to swing this a bit harder. So you get the molly comes down. You can hear them scaling up towards white. This is a great kill. Boom, swing here. Swing around here. You're begging to get pre-fire here, right? Again with reposition. You do a small counter swing. You shift walk out a little bit, but you're getting ticked by the molly. They know exactly where you are. You got to do something drastic to get out of this spot and put yourself in a position to multi-kill. But you get 2. It's not bad. Your aim looks really solid. It keeps doing this where it goes into like already partially into a round. Okay, back to B. I hope you buy a smoke or a nade. Yeah, smoke or a nade on B stairs, so strong, right? You need all the util you can possibly afford. Who dies? Our mid player? Okay, 5 goes back B. I like this angle. This is good positioning. Oh. We're gonna give up on it. But that angle, I think, is so good. That's fine. Okay, good. I like that you're doing this. The guy peeks mid, he spots you, he thinks that there's going to be a fight here, and you have a guy right here in elevators. So this rotate is good. I'm glad that you don't take this fight, because this is a 50-50 fight, right? CT, T, they see each other, they know where both of them are. So it's good. Just disengage and then let this elevator guy handle it. I like that. Nice. Gotta be worried. Yeah, okay, good. It's always a possibility. You always have to be worried about getting peeked here. So if I'm not ready for fights around here, I'll be pushed up against this white thing if I need a reload. That way, you know, for them to kill me, they would have to full swing out over here and a teammate could help. Or they can't even see me from over here. They would have to jump over. Flashing again. I would try to bank these flashes. A lot of these flashes are really high. Not high, but they're going past your opponents, right? Because you're throwing them straight at your opponents. So they're just popping high and behind them. So what you can do, left and right click, like the same lineup, same idea, but just left and right click it. So then it just goes over this white thing and pops in front of the white thing. You can also, you know, try to toss one against this so it bonk hits the ground, bonk pops in front of this. You can also pop one against this beam here. Just try to get them to pop in front of you and in between you and the T's, because these are going too far. This is where we need to play as 3. Nice, good trade. Huge. Nice retake. It's never done this to me before, the demo, where I go to next round and then it just skips like into partway through a different round. Okay, we're gonna molly stairs. I like it. Again, wait on the nade. You've already mollied it. Unless they're just standing in the molly, you're wasting your nade here, and your nade is very valuable on B stairs. So save it. Let the molly go away. Wait 5 seconds, and then nade. So here we hear action towards A. Oh, he goes into ladder. Okay. I think this is a good opportunity to go towards elevator if you wanted to. You have one guy anchoring B, you have one guy who push mid, but there's a smoke down mid, so he doesn't have full info. So there could be a lurk out mid who you know, they don't even need to hit that good of a timing. If your teammate went through mid, smoked this, and went into ladder, there could have just been a guy mid early round, and then he just walks out. So the probability of somebody being mid is still fairly high, even though your teammate pushed ladder. So this is space that you have to worry about. This is space you have to worry about, and then ramp is what you have to worry about. And we have an anchor B, no action B. We have action A, but we have, what is it, 3A right now? They get a pick? 1, 2, 3. Okay, they have 2A. So being an elevator allows you to really quickly help out A, right? And that's where most of the action is, but you can also help out mid for this potential mid walkout. But regardless, looks like it's 4 towards A anyways, and 1 B. Nice shot. Now we're in a really tough situation. They know exactly where you are. You can only peek from the upper bit unless you want to full push the smoke. Almost. Yeah, we have 1 elevator, and then you're in heaven. He just loses that fight. That's tough. There's not all too much he could have done to have a huge impact of that on that round, unless you've just full called out. You fully expected it to be entirely A, and you go A and you multi-frag for your A players, but seemed like we just gave up ramp control a little bit too easy. We didn't fight the bomb plant together. So we're gonna buy. I don't love this buy. I like util buys, but if it's in support of your team, right? So this guy, he just has a P2K. You're gonna molly stairs, then you're gonna nade, and the nade could definitely be of use here. And even with the smoke, like you smoke and then maybe you delay a push and they push, but you guys are still on pistols, so you have enough money. I'll just buy a deagle here. Your team could have bought down quite a lot more, or even forced here, I would say. A force here wouldn't be bad. And green and blue aren't double eco, so they need a force anyways, because next round they're going to have like 3K, 3.5. So I think a force here would have been totally fine. Good nade. He runs away from it. He spots you. Good. Blue should peek off of that. Because now you've caught the attention. Now he's focused on somebody's sight and he's kind of shooting, spamming random things. Now it's time for blue to engage. Now he really needs to... He's posted. Oh no, and he misses his timing now. Okay. I don't mind you guys staying B, even though there was a lot of action A. You wanted get that AK there. That would have been the best thing to happen in that round, was grabbing that AK and saving it into the next round. Alright, but now we have a full buy, but blue and green are on shit buys because they had to double eco, but they didn't. So I like this spot. You're moving around way too much after spotting this guy. So we go B. If you want to use this molly early, use it early, right? Right as you get there, come around the corner and molly. Otherwise, wait for a push. Save it for a push. You drop, because now you're swinging out when they can be here, and you're fully exposed, and they can easily get a pick on you if you're running out with a molly out this late into the round. But then we throw the molly. Okay, that actually makes sense. You didn't realize he scaled up all the way, and you're walking towards double to play the cover, which is fair. We hear him towards white. We hear him towards close left. That was a terrible peek by him. He just had his shoulder hanging out. All right, so we don't see anything. Yeah, good. Insta rotate. Go heaven. Don't see anybody. Nice. So far, part of you not having any impact is that you're just playing B on Vertigo. You should play A. You can play 3A on Vertigo. Like, that's kind of what you're supposed to do. By default on CT, you play 3A because Ts are going to go A almost every round. B, you can retake, and if you have a good anchor, then they can absolutely hold their own. And especially if you have a mid player who's able to send flashes for this B anchor, they can hold B totally fine. And rotates are fast, right? This mid guy can instantly become a B player if you have an A guy who can rotate over and take mid for him. Right? So early round 3A, maybe you have one short, you have one ramp, maybe you have one throw and util over for them, or he peeks ramp with them. And then you have one playing mid, and then you got the B anchor. And then if there's no action A, then this guy can rotate over and become the mid player, and this mid player can come over and become the B player. So now you're in a 2-1-2, you know, when at the beginning of the round you're a 3-1-1. So that's an effective way to play Vertigo. That way you can gain ramp control and not give up too much space elsewhere on the map. All right, we got AK full util. Molly stare is good. You're very habitual so far. You've played 2 spots, this cone and then double. And it's worked so far, but if they start picking up on it, where it's like this guy's one of 2 places every round, then you're gonna have to switch it up. But I love that angle. It's a great off angle. Relocate. That's a good peek, but I would wait a little bit. And you can also shift walk this too. This railing is super audibly loud and very clear what it is, you know? The footsteps are very distinct. So when the smoke comes out, you can instantly start shift walking towards this side. And you can make it here in time. For them to be fighting. And even if you don't make it all the way, and you're like, let's say back here, and they catch you, this is still a weird off angle for you to be at, and you're close to cover anyways. I clicked off the screen. But this peak, if you are wanting to run it. So the smoke comes out, we run over. Okay, boom, pause. This is where 5 is right here. He should flash for you. Or you should flash for yourself, or you wait and let it breathe. Right? Right now, these guys are coming up through white, and what are they worried about? They're worried about where you are. So give it a second, let them hold it for a bit, make them sweat, and then they'll jiggle out, peak default, try to scale up through sight, and then boom, that's when you swing. Because you're hitting this timing where they're coming up, and you're the only spot that they're exposed to, aside from back white. That's all they have to worry about when they're behind white, right? So just wait, be patient, because you're going to get much better fights if you let them scale up further into sight and expose themselves to more angles. This is so odd. It keeps doing this. Okay. Should buy double flash and a nade. It seems so far you haven't used flashes all too much. Just on that retake. Aside from that, we haven't used flashes a lot. And on Vertigo, your flashes are really strong, especially on B. So I'd like to see you use your flashes more. And play double, try to catch a timing. T's are very slow. We gave up ramp control on A for some reason. Now they're walking up. You might get a fight. Again, the flash is too far, right? Like, for this to blind somebody, they would have to be, like, against the very back holding. So just a left and right click flash above you and then peek up while it's still in the air before it pops. You can get a lot of free kills with that. And also there's a fact that here, right, they're not expecting you. You're playing for a timing. So it hinges on the fact that they don't know where you are and that you peek up while they're focused on something else or scaling up or worried about a different angle. And so throwing a flash here gets rid of that advantage of you hitting a timing on them. Because once you throw the flash, they're like, okay, he's double, right? Now I'm going to hold my crosshair there. Now you got to move. Right? After that flash that screams, I'm right here, you got to move. You got to relocate. Drop down from double, maybe jiggle to the left side. You can flash again. Did you have 2 flashes? Yeah, you can flash again and try to peek off of it. You can drop down, throw a nade towards stairs. You got options. So after you throw this flash and you don't see anything, now you got to realize they know where I am and I'm giving them an advantage by telling them where I am and then not moving, right? So I need to relocate here. Ooh, a little aggression this round. Don't throw this molly. No need to throw this molly at this point. So if you're going to throw the molly, right, throw it, get there and immediately throw it in case they're going fast and trying to get stairs fast. But if it's fully quiet, you know, you guys walk up, he throws a nade, you don't see anybody, save this molly. This is a very valuable molly for you. On Vertigo, you have very distinct default bomb plant spots, right? So there are 2 really important use cases for molly. Early control, molly bottom stairs, get some info, get some, maybe even take control of stairs. Early molly ramp. Early molly ramp prevents T's from taking ramp control. And then the second one is default mollies. You can throw a default molly from elevator, from heaven. On B, you can throw one from plat super easily. You can throw one from back gen. And so those are the 2 big, these are really important areas for you to use your mollies on Vertigo. And so like this molly, it's not to prevent a rush. Like maybe they're walking up and you don't want them to come take stairs. I would say a flash here would be way more effective for you. So if you bank a flash against here, right, bonk, bink, and it pops right here, that way you have time to go take stairs and you delay any T's peeking you while, you know, you jump down or walk downstairs because they're going to be blind. So I'm glad you stay stairs here because this is great map control for you, right? Not a bad place to sit. I love playing this angle, but you're holding under right here. Let me see if I can catch the timing on it. Peek out. Playing anti for a second. We're trying to jump on that thing. I'm sorry. That angle. Just against the box, holding under. Because as people scale up under and are clearing stairs late in the round, they're going to be holding their crossers way high, looking at the top of stairs, right? Or looking at the top of this box. So playing this angle right under the box, this is something that Naf does on Liquid. He'll play right here. And it's just a great off angle that can catch people off guard a lot. Nothing, so we're going to push. I like it. A little urgency running. Nice. Alright, good run. Okay, MP9, get out by a smoke. So if you're the B anchor, you're the guy throwing utility early. Sorry, that's Zoro jumping. You're not the B rotate if we play 2B. Smoke, nade, molly, 1 flash. Somebody mid should probably be buying 2 flashes for you, or number 5 should be buying 2 flashes. Because you shouldn't have the job of flashing for yourself, really. It should be this mid player or the second B guy. Because you're playing the more aggressive one, you're anchoring a lot more than the others. And so the nade and a smoke to delay pushes way more valuable to you than 2 flashes. Because these other CTs should be buying flashes for you and should just be popping them above default over and over again when Ts are pushing. Good molly. I have to run through it. Little panic here, and this nade, right? If we wait on the nade, then we're not caught out with the nade out. So if you molly and then you wait and you try to get info, see if they're gonna rush, and then okay, oh shit, we realize they are rushing. Okay, nade away and then MP9 out. Right, you shouldn't even be holding a nade here. You should be listening to the molly sounds and just seeing if they're going to rush. If you do want a nade and you expect a rush, then molly and then straight into the nade immediately. But you're just making yourself susceptible to dying with the nade out here, right? And then MP9 burst. I know it's panicky with the MP9. It can be easy to spray with it when you shouldn't. When you got 5 Ts in front of you, you would just want to spray them all down. But try to burst with the MP9 as much as you can. Okay. I don't know what's going on with the routes. They're super weird when I skip through. Okay, we got early nade. Good. A1S and 2 flashes. So here, a lot of action mid. You're going to flash mid. Nice. Do we have a mid player or did he die? I think he died early. So depending on... okay, let's see what happens to the mid guy. Go see Molly's mid. Okay. So with this info, we know 1 mid, right? Maybe 2, depending on how much he looked at the death cam. Send a flash. Stay plat. Here, your job. You got 1 anchor B. Your job should be making sure that they don't have access to plat, right? So you can come CT. I like this angle on top of the fencing here. You can stand on top of it and you get a really cheeky angle into plat. Or you could just play under it, crouch, and hold above. That can be a really difficult angle to deal with. Play around here. You can even play towards default and just hold plat from there. But this is Chris's job over here, to hold CT and hold elevator. Right? He can handle that. Your job, make sure they don't go plat. Because if they run out mid here and they go plat, then it's 5v1 on B. You guys gotta do something. That's a nice kill. Another nice one. Looks like you're flicking your crosshair over to scan the area a bit too early. But it was a nice flick back onto him. Good adjustment. Flash. Right click this. So just let it pop towards the back here. So you can just run and right click it towards the back, and then you and purple can swing together. I guess if he's on plat, that's a good flash, but anybody towards the back of mid in this area won't really be blinded by a flash back there because it might pop behind this John, this wood thing. Nice. Okay, now we just know last mid. So positioning wise, right? They go through mid about, I can't put it, like 80% of the time, the T's have a lot of space mid and they're going fast. They're gonna go plat to B. That's the easiest option. Running through this CT elevator crossfire is so difficult. So if they get a pick mid and you hear them scaling up, they're going a lot towards mid, they're most likely going to go plat. And so positioning yourself in a way where you're ready to fight them plat, that's where you're going to get a lot of kills. Because the kills you got when you went CT were purely just the guys coming plat and challenging you from CT, which they shouldn't have. That was stupid of them. They should have just ran straight to B and tried to kill your B anchor and lock you out of the site. So that was your job there. Make sure they fight plat. But that's where, like, the notes that you gave me, it makes sense. Like, your mechanics took over in that situation, right? I think you made the wrong decision, but you still came out on top because your mechanics look really good. And you're able to win fights even when maybe you're not in the best position to. Early molly. Nade, I like that nade better because it's deep and a little bit more behind the molly. Like, hypothetically, they could have beaten the molly and been top stairs, and then that nade whacks them. Okay, good early rotate. Wow, one is already pushed up into... What happened here? Hey guys, one is super late, one goes sandbags. So I'm just trying to figure out what happened on A. Sandbags guy gets a kill, this guy walks up short and is instantly, oh man. But yeah, you guys should be playing 3A. Just because this shit will happen. That is majorly unlucky. Alright, pistol T-side round, let's go. So you're gonna fight mid. Clearing out mid, nobody home. Holy shit. Here, I don't mind you holding W while you're fighting this guy, but I would stay on plat until you kill him, right? So boom, you see him, you have plenty of time to kill this guy. So you can stay on plat, spam, kill him, and then drop down. Because you give him a chance at turning around and killing you while you're in the air or just while you're inaccurate between you jumping down and landing on the ground. Blender. Alright, nice. Nice try. I like the counter swing there. That was well played. Just missed the shot, but that was good movement within the fight. Okay, so we win pistol. Oh god. Alright, yeah, good. Go silent now. Can't throw that flash. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to take this space. Mid on Vertigo isn't that strong, aside from the fact that they can go down ladder. That's the scariest part. But your team is grouping up for a B hit. So maybe after this guy dies, I'm just going to group up with my team rather than take this 1v1 close range against an XM, right? That is spooky. So he dies. The smoke is still down. He can be anywhere close behind the smoke. Scary, because he has an XM. And he has to worry about you still being mid. So if you fuck off here and go down ladder or go down mid, go play with your team on B, you give your team a 4v2 on B rather than a 3v2, instead of giving this guy a 1v1 mid close range with an XM, right? Pick your fights wisely. What, you know, do you feel like you win this fight here? Because this is a tough fight to take. So don't feel like you have to trade your teammate or you have to take mid. You have to kill this guy after you spot him immediately, because you don't have to. Mid again, holding the swing. I don't mind the crosshair placement, just holding for a wide swing. Nice, tagged him up a lot. You have to be calming that he could be ladder now to your team. Hopefully blue doesn't die. Where is blue? Okay, good. Nice. Nice, yeah. Now it's time to walk out. That's good. He's not ladder, he's dead. You don't have to worry about it. Oh, shift. And this is where you can just post up on mid and play for the rotate, right? Oh, you see the shadow? No, you saw the shadow. Gotta be ready for that fight. Make sure your shadow settings are on high. Because here you're holding this angle. See his shadow cross. You know you're about to take this fight. And you have an advantage because you know he's exactly right there and that you're going to have to fight him in a second or two. Right? I know this guy dies and that's concerning. But you can hear that this guy is far enough away that you can safely take this fight and not have to worry about a peek. So good. This is where you gotta start moving up. You can even go fast here. Like you can run up mid and bank a flash against here and just make them worried about you coming fast. You don't even have to commit off of it. If you just run, bank a flash against this wall, and then shift walk after that, like that's gonna buy your team so much time of them just worrying about you as a flank. Obviously, he's still worried, which is good. Oh, what a timing. Nice. Okay, good. I don't mind how you played that. That was good. Sorry, my mother called. You can't deny a call from your mom, can you? All right, so you're going mid a lot, right? And you can have impact, especially when these guys are playing really aggro and peeking into you. But typically on Vertigo, you're going to have the most impact in the round by taking ramp control. Ramp is the central obstacle on T side to winning. If you can take ramp control, you open yourself up to so much more, right? So if the CTs are able to come, take ramp control, you know, maybe 3 comes, 1's throwing util, 2 peek, it's smoked, okay, nobody's home. They can rotate 2 off and just leave an anchor on A spotting, and then they can play 2 towards mid, and they can play 2 towards B. And that makes going B or mid damn near impossible, right? But when you're able to take ramp control and threaten an A hit, then they have to play at least 2 towards A, 1 towards mid, and 2 towards B. And if they continue to play 2 towards A, you should just be going A every single round. You want to force the CTs into playing 3 towards A. So then you can force them into the setup of 1 B and 1 mid, which is what we talked about on T side, right? And so if you can force them, sorry, I'm just continuing this thought. If you can force them into 3 towards A and take ramp against the 3 towards A, then you're in a golden position. But if they go 3 towards A, take ramp, and then rotate 2 off, you're not in a golden position. You're in a tough spot. Wild jump from him. Early reload. Don't reload there. Make sure nobody else is close, and then reload. You have plenty of bullets. If somebody swung out to trade that, you could have been donezo. Like, this guy should have been with him, the way he's positioned. Nice flick. We're going to flash out mid. Here, I'd like to see a smoke against this thing. Deny information, right? If you run through a smoke against the sandbag, it pops towards the middle of mid, and it plumes out like this. And so it denies CT's information on how many are mid and how many are crossing towards plat. This guy from elevator can potentially see across towards plat, but just denying information through a lurk smoke like that is huge. It's spooky. You can hear him elevator. Oh no, that's... Sorry. I'm tripping. There's only one left. So we go out, we're applying pressure. Okay, he gets the kill, so then you're comfortable going this way because we know last is B. Ah, so close. If you had full HP, you win that fight. AK Molly smoke, double flash. Good. Now we're gonna go towards B, line up the flash. Send this flash right as you get here. So immediately as you get under B, throw the flash through window. Because that's the timing that you have to hit the timing where your T's are meeting the CT that's peeking. Right? By the time you throw this flash, they're already fighting the CT that's peeking. So this flash could be useless. But if you run up, boom, you get here, immediately throw this flash, then this CT that's running up to peak, he's going to get blinded right as he exposes himself to the under portion, and that gives your T's a really good chance at winning this fight. They already win the fight before the flash pops. This is smart. We're thinking about that guy mid has been playing really aggressive. He can flank fast. He kills him ladder, so I think at this point you don't have to worry about it now. Now you have to worry about getting a sight with your team. Alright, now this is the mid-round situation where we have to pause, think about what's happened, and look at the minimap, analyze the minimap. We're super spread out, right? We got 2 under B, we have 1 towards bottom ladder, and then we have 1 already out A. It's 4v2, and we're 2 here. If we push this together, or linger here too long, we could give up a 2v1 or even a 2v2 if the CTs are playing together. However, if us two fuck off and run over towards A, and this ladder guy goes A too, now we're going to be 4A. We already have sight. So we're going to get bomb plant. So why should we sit under B? We shouldn't. We should just book it A at this point, right? Play the numbers, play the space. We have space A, and we have numbers that can go towards A really quickly together. So good. Now we're going towards A. Number 3 should come. Especially now that he hears them rotating off. Huge. Okay, so now we know last is CT. 5 is going to push up through. This is a good opportunity. Yes. Plan for CT here now. This is a great Molly Heaven. This guy has control of elevator. You can plant towards CT and then take Heaven control yourself. But with this plant, you know, now he's blocking out B. If, well, let's see what happens. Okay, maybe the default plant, not a bad idea. Oh, careful. Okay, you can tuck here. This is totally fine. That crouch stuff that was going on, that was scary. But just playing this tucked angle, this is totally good. Now's the time to peek. Once you hear that, the best times to peek against somebody on a retake is as they're walking towards bomb. Right? If you peeked while he's peeking elevator, he's ready for fights. But as somebody's walking towards bomb, they're going to be exposing themselves to a ton of new angles, and they're going to have to worry about all that shit. And so it's way easier to catch a timing on somebody as they're walking towards bomb versus when they're doing normal peeks, right? He's peeking here, or after they tap. Because once they tap, obviously he can't tap in this situation, but for generally, when they tap, they're going to make the decision what's the most likely place that the T can be, and they're going to hold that. And so that's a harder fight than them scaling towards bomb and being worried about a ton of different angles at once. Oh, jiggle out. Just jiggle out. Get this kill. Nice. Sweet. Going mid again. This could be a good spot to molly behind the smoke. It doesn't help you all too much, but it denies this guy from being able to push into the smoke and go ladder, right? Or just send flashes. 1, pop, wait, 2, pop, just into the smoke. Because you're not going to get a fight with the smoke unless he just starts spamming it for some reason. But you're not going to get a fight. Your job now is to try to prevent this guy from taking ladder control. He's able to get ladder, and now we have to be... So at this point now that this much time has passed and he's able to go into ladder, this is where you don't want to throw anything. You want him to think that mid is clear, right? You were silent coming up. Well, not silent, but you got silent around here. I don't think he heard you as he came up. And so now what information does he have? He's probably thinking nobody's mid. They didn't send any flashes. They didn't spam the smoke, nothing. So now he can focus his efforts on ladder. That's his expectation. I walked through the smoke mid. They didn't do anything to counter me. Right? So by throwing this flash, now you're telling him, hey, one's mid. And now he has an XM in ladder and he knows one is mid. So he's going to be way more ready for this fight than he should be. Now he turns. And he's ready. Right? So number 1, expect the play. If you see the smoke going from mid into ladder, a lot of times people are going to shift walk through it and go into ladder. Number 2, you can try to prevent them from doing this, right? Molly next to the smoke or flash, make them try to like spam, run away, be scared. Or expect the play, let them do it, and then silently punish them for it, right? Don't send any flashes, don't do any sound, push them ladder and be ready for this fight and let them think that there's nobody mid. Right? I'm just gonna do the speed run. Okay. Since the round skip button is really buggy right now. Beep, 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 beep. Hell nah, I don't want bomb. Alright, going mid again. So same smoke again, right? Now we have to worry about it. You can spam this too if you want. Gotta be ready for a fight here. Right as you turn this corner and you see how much space there is on the right side of the smoke, you know that they're gonna be ready for that fight. So you gotta be ready for this as well, right? So you see the smoke, you're holding it, you don't quite know that there's a headshot angle yet. You turn out, okay, look at this gap here. This is a gap that from the last round, they threw the same smoke. This one's a bit shittier, and they pushed it into ladder. So based on that, you should be expecting maybe they're going to do it again. Throw the smoke, go into ladder because it worked the last round. So gun out, ready for a fight here. I don't mind the molly into ladder if you just give it a bit more time, right? Make sure that they're not going to peek you from the headshot angle through that smoke. And then once you feel safe throwing that molly, then you can throw it. Going B. So you play a really lurky play style, which in general, a lurk play style can be really effective, but oftentimes you're allowing your team to be the ones to have the impact to win the round rather than you. In my opinion, it's much easier to win the round for your team in the first 30 seconds than it is in the last 30 seconds of the round. I know that seems backwards, like obviously bomb plant, clutches, whatever, those are very important. But if you go A and you scale up A and you get a pick towards Crane and you scale up, you throw a smoke, you molly headshot, maybe you get a second kill as you're scaling up towards A, that can be the round winning play, right? Rather than a clutch or rather than the lurk play. These guys here, these 3 running under A, these guys are the ones who are going to have the most impact on this round. If these guys run up and die, round's over. Essentially, right? It's super hard for you to have any impact on the round if these guys don't take A together, take ramp together. But if you go with them towards ramp, then you put yourself in a position to have huge impact on the early round of this game, which can win the round itself. Right? But as a mid lurk, you being effective here is heavily contingent on the fact that these 3 A guys take ramp control, get some picks, run up, and then are able to pressure A site. And then you can lurk out and maybe get some kills. You're going B here, but you get my point. So we're going to do a little pressure B. Give me bomb. Thank you. Now we're going A. Okay, good. I like it. Molly towards sandbag. Somebody should take that fight with him. Nice. Good idea with the molly. You got to be worried about this. Right? We get a kill towards ramp. We have no clue if short is clear, and there's been a smoke down. So this guy, because there's a smoke down, we know he's going to be comfortable sitting here and hold the smoke. And so it's very likely that he's still sitting short. I clicked my Windows button. We haven't done anything to make the short guy uncomfortable except for the smoke, and that doesn't give him a reason to run back to site or get out of here, right? So as you scale up short, your number one concern is a CT hiding behind the smoke. All about thinking from the enemy perspective, right? With this smoke on short, what is the CT most likely to do if he is short? He's most likely to sit behind it and play around it, right? Wait for the T's to either push it or wait for it to go away so then they could shift walk out and try to get kills later into the ramp take. So we're going to eco here. See an op double. Get the AK. Nice. Nice try. That was a good eco round. We take 2 on eco. Oh my god, this round skip. Okay. Go towards B. Again, that flash got to be thrown by then. So this is good. This is a great position to be in on Vertigo. 4v4. We force them to play 2 towards B. Now we can walk up A late. We're worried about a ladder peak. So we're just going to play slow. We have 2 under ramp. Where's 5? Okay. You're going to go at mid with blue. Again, mid-round, let's look at the minimap. What happened in this round already? 1 went up B and killed 1 B, and we made a lot of noise towards B. Okay, so what are the CTs thinking? They're likely gonna go rotate 2 towards B early after this pick, right? This mid guy doesn't see any action early. A lot of sound B, pick towards B, he's gonna go B. So once that happens, now we're in a 4v4. And we're all under, well, except for blue, he was already mid. We're all under, kind of lurking around A stairs, A bridge. Now we want to use our numbers to our advantage. So if we go 4 guys, shift walk up ramp slowly, quietly. Don't give them info on where we are. Boom, smokes out on A. Now we're playing a 4v what? Maybe 2A max? They rotated 2B. They have one guy mid and then probably one anchor A. So as we shift walk up, now we throw our smokes. This guy rotates. Now we're in a 4v2. We get a pick, what have you. This is the round winning play, right? These mid-round situations, let's just group up, play our numbers, and go somewhere together. Don't overthink it. We don't need a double lurk out mid, right? We have one guy holding ramp here, and we have another towards heaven. If this guy gets a kill on one of the A guys, you two lurk out mid, one of you dies, you're in a really tough spot. Sorry, my cat's just sprinting around. Maybe a boost here. Could definitely catch him off guard. Clearing it out. Don't throw anything. Your biggest advantage here. This is that you have. You're holding gold. You have diamonds. You walk out mid. Nobody's home. There's nobody here. Use that to your advantage. By smoking CT, that says, hey, we're mid. You have to be worried about mid now, right? But these guys, what did they rotate? 3 towards A? Now they have 3 towards A. And they're not thinking about mid. This is such an insane advantage for you guys. Don't throw anything. When you have these like timing advantages, don't throw any util because util screams, I'm right here. I'm taking this space. But you don't want them to know that you have this space. Nice. I like that you played off of his sound, scaled up quick. Nice shot. All right, that was a cool game. Let's I'm gonna jump into workshop and we're gonna talk about the 3 action points. This is super fun. I love like your demo was really fun to watch. Here are my 3 action points: positioning, util, mechanics, and I have sub genres in here. I'll send you this little blurb of text, but we're gonna jump into game now, and I'm gonna show what I'm talking about. All right, so starting with positioning, and my note here was always think about the enemy's perspective. And the place to start is what would I do if I were them, right? So we saw the smoke mid a lot. And once you see the smoke, okay, what could the enemy be doing? They could be sitting behind the smoke, or they could be walking into ladder. And so that's the aspect of, okay, I see them do something. What could they do? And what would I do behind that smoke? And if I'm an aggressive player, I'm going to be walking through that smoke towards ladder, especially if I don't hear anything towards mid, right? I already talked about all this, but it's all about thinking from the enemy perspective. Again, when we're walking out mid and you throw a smoke CT, from the enemy perspective, mid has been fully silent. They haven't gotten any action. They see some action towards A, so they're worried about a late A hit. And always later into the rounds, think about it from your perspective. Late into rounds on CT side, are you more likely to rotate or less likely to rotate based on a small amount of action? You're more likely, right? When the round gets later and later and later, fakes become more and more effective. And so as your teammates are scaling up A, maybe they throw a smoke or something, and it's later into the round, you know that CTs are going to be very finicky. They're going to want to rotate fast. So as you make the space out mid, which was a perfect timing, great lurk, you don't want to do anything to indicate that you are here, right? Because the CTs aren't thinking about it. They're worried about A. Late in the round, there's some action A. They're probably going A. I'm going to go play A, and I'm going to hold this push. The second thing here with positioning was repositioning. And you did it some, but lots of times you would commit too hard to angles that you're playing, right? So you'd come here early in the round, and you take a fight. Maybe you miss, then maybe you catch a poor timing where they're swinging. And then sometimes you would stay here, or you would drop down and just stay behind double. And so as a CT, you don't want to give them the benefit of knowing where you are. So once they know where you are, that's time that you lose your advantage, right? You have no advantage over them. They can just hold you from either side. So this is where a defensive smoke, you know, you could drop one here. This allows you to cross to default, play more passive, play behind the smoke, whatever. From here, you can also back up behind double and still use double. And you can left and right click a flash just over it. You can even jump throw a flash. You can bank one off of here, whatever you want to do. Just try to buy yourself a second of time with a flash to reposition again, right? Or, I'm getting ahead of myself with the flash talk, but ask a friend to flash above you, and then that allows you to swing out and reposition again. And so like we talked about with this molly that came out, and they're swinging up towards white, I think this is a perfect time to either full swing towards ramp and take a fight here, or full swing out against white and take a fight here. Because standing here, it did get you a kill, but against better players, you're dead. They know you're here. They're going to be able to swing white with a lot of confidence that, boom, they have a fight right here, and they're going to be able to pre-fire you, right? But this is where your mechanics took over, and you're able to get this kill despite being in a disadvantageous spot. So always think about, once the T's know exactly where I am, I'm at a disadvantage, right? So how can I move? How can I play this so that I can be somewhere else or peak with an advantage? And the answer is util or repositioning. My last thing with positioning is to put yourself in impact positions early. Now, as a B player, lots of times you're going to be anchoring. And that's okay. If you like playing B, that's totally fine. In my opinion, on Vertigo, if you want to have impact, play A. Go A, take ramp control. You can have a ton of impact by doing that. But if you do want to play B, a great way you can have a lot of impact is by taking ramp control early, especially a team like that last one where they would just send a lurk towards B, right? It's just one guy. So if you come up, molly, peek, take a fight, your mechanics are excellent. So I think you should be playing way more aggressively. You should be taking early fights to buy your team a ton of space. So if you come up and throw that molly, and then boom, you're ready for this fight, and you kill this guy, you're in a great spot. That way, now you have stairs control, and the flash I was talking about, you can bank a flash like that, buy yourself some time to get down into stairs. Having full B stairs control is so strong, because if you're playing a 2-1-2 like you guys were, then your second B player can rotate over and play A, or double up mid, whatever they want to do. So your mechanics, your aim are excellent, dude. They're great. Use them. You're playing too passive for how good you are. You're playing default, you're playing sight positions and just letting them run at you and putting yourself in kind of a tough spot sometimes. Take space, especially on CT side and T side. Sorry, I meant especially early in the round. Take space. Take those opening duels, because you win those. And then on T side, with putting yourself in impact positions, a lurk out mid absolutely can win the round for your team. But taking ramp and getting picks towards A is going to be way more impactful for your team. So think about where are the core spots on the map that we need to control. And on Vertigo, it's A ramp. A ramp is essentially the mid of Vertigo. This is the area that you guys need to take space on to have a really good chance at winning the round. Mirage, go mid. Go get picks mid. That opens the round up, right? Nuke, go outside. Go get picks outside, or go to get a pick towards ramp. Think about where you can position yourself to have the most impact on the game, and then play there. Because these mid holds, lots of times, you're going to get smoked off. There's not much you can do. Or you're going to come up and they're going to molly, and then you have to wait for the molly, and then they're going to smoke mid. And if your team isn't doing an effective job of attracting attention elsewhere, if they're not throwing smokes A, if they're not fighting B stairs hard, then the CTs can easily just play 2 towards mid and not have to worry about you walking out. So don't rely on your team to open up the round for you, right? Go places where you can get an early pick, where you can take space. That is very meaningful. The second thing, which I already mentioned, but is flashes. I think you need to flash more for yourself, and you also need to call for flashes. Like we talked about B-site Vertigo, if somebody is jump up, they can so easily just pop flashes above you. You know, they can even flash in front of you like this, and these can be incredibly effective. So somebody's setting stairs with these flashes, you know, maybe, okay, that popped right under there. But if you're hiding behind double and someone throws flashes like these for you, this can get you free double kills, right? Free triple kills. They're scaling up, and your teammates are just throwing like stupid, simple, high flashes for you. That's it. That's how you play B-side Vertigo. And then for yourself too, I love throwing just left and right click flashes for myself and then peeking before they pop. So if somebody's walking up and they're holding, oh shit, I got to turn, boom, they're dead. Right? Even if they turn before it, boom, you're swinging before it pops. Or if they wait, they're just blind. Right? So these flashes that you're throwing are going to be too deep. And these are going to pop behind people a lot of the time. Right? So get them just behind you and swing off them. And you're going to get a ton of kills doing that with your aim. Now, the second thing with util was that early util, and think about why, right? So if you're coming up B, I like throwing a molly towards B early pretty much every round. It just gives you info on if they're coming B. Sometimes they'll smoke it. You can also come up and throw this molly. I'll run at the yellow thing like here, unpin, jump straight to the left. Okay, I messed it up. Hold on. We got waited out. Unpin, jump, strafe, and then let go while you're in the air. And this is a really cool deep molly. So anybody who comes up and they're peeking like that, they're going to get hit by it. And so if I'm taking like aggro ramp control, I like throwing that molly. And I'll just send a flash. Excuse me. I'll just send a flash against the wall. And then peek off of that and try to take fights under. And so with this early molly, what I was talking about in game with waiting with the nade. So you throw the molly. You're seeing if anybody pushed the molly. Maybe they're rushing B. If they are, flash above you, swing, right? If they're not, okay, molly's done. 3, 2, 1. Now I'm gonna nade stairs. Because as this molly's out, right? They're behind this. They're gonna wait. They're gonna hold this. Seeing if you guys aggro. And then they're gonna walk up. They want to be silent. They're gonna clear, clear, clear. Boom, nade. Right? So you have a good amount of time in between that molly going out and them being in the spot where you can get huge nade damage. So wait on that nade longer. And after you molly, have your gun out. Just in case if they rush. Right? And then once you feel it, once you feel like you can nade, then pull the nade out. Mechanics-wise, dude, I have very little notes for you. Your mechanics look really good. Your counter strafing looks really good. If anything, you can work on your crosshair placement in these kind of weird zones a little bit, right? So when you clear angles, your crosshair placement is great, right? But then once you walk out through a space that's not like very clear pre-fire, be ready for this angle areas, it starts to drop a little bit. You lower your crosshair a bit, and it's a bit less precise. It doesn't seem like you're thinking about where to put your crosshair when you're in these, like, I'm moving from one area to the next spots, right? So, for example, you come out mid, peek this, okay, that's good. As you walk up, think about how far away from the angle your crosshair should be. If I see somebody here, what are they going to do? I don't hear any noise, so they're likely going to be posted up, right? Just standing if somebody's coming here, or they're going to be shift walking. So I feel more comfortable holding my crosshair closer to the angle as I clear this. But if I'm shift walking around here and I hear somebody sprinting, I want a head height and I want it wide, right? Because I hear them running around. I should be ready for this fight wide away from the angle. So that's one thing to consider. Aside from that, dude, like, you should be a way higher elo. I think what's holding you back, the biggest thing overall, is that you're probably playing low impact positions and you're also not playing aggressive enough. You're not taking space aggressively and creating situations where you win the round for your team within the first 30 seconds of the game. And you have the capability to do that. So play more aggressively, take space, think about your early util a bit more, reposition more. It's all in the notes. I hope this was helpful, man. Please give me some feedback on the demo review. I'd appreciate it. Thank you so much, bro. Appreciate you.